Hi kids, it's Granny. I'm sorry I haven't been vlogging as much as I was for a while. I've felt very distracted. The world is distracting me. Between the fumigators and our adventures with Tom the last few days. Oh God, wait till you hear. My friend Tom, remember Tom, who had the open heart surgery that wasn't really open heart surgery? Hi, Sparky. How you doing, Sparky? Who's your kitty? Yeah, he called, I guess, about a week ago and told me that his living situation, he moved in after his surgery with a friend of his who happens to be female and who happens to have some history with him, I think, as an in-home healthcare person. Anyway, she was willing to give him a place to stay until he could move in with his daughter in Oregon. So that was the plan, and he went there after he got out of the hospital. And then, it was only a few days when he called me, and Sparky trying to eat my bracelet. He called me and he said, this isn't working out, and apparently he'd been chasing her a little bit. I guess he had some romantic notions, and she made it really clear that that wasn't happening. And according to him, that was understood. But in any case, he told me that she didn't want him to stay there any longer, that he had to go, and that, as a matter of fact, she had a wedding in Arizona that she had to go to, and so he needed to get out. Yeah, that was about a week ago. Then all of a sudden, yesterday, he calls and he said, I've got to be out of here at 5 o'clock, by 5 o'clock today, and I don't have anywhere to go, and you guys got to let me stay there. I'll stay on your couch. I won't be any trouble. I don't have that much stuff. Blah, 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 blah. And I said, Tom, that's not going to work. I said, first of all, our rental agreement is for 3 people to be here. And if we're going to have anybody stay longer than like a couple of weeks, which it wasn't going to be a whole lot more than that, but somewhat, I said, we would have to have some kind of an agreement with our landlord. There's stairs to get up to our place. You're not in good enough health. You'd be on a couch. You need, to have a bed and something at ground level so that you can get around. You need somebody that's going to monitor your health. This is not okay. So, I gave him a referral to Vet Connect, which is an organization that's run by vets for vets that helps connect them with resources when they need it. So I give him this number, and he's like, no, cause they're not going to help me. They're going to want to send me to a shelter. I can't take my stuff to a shelter. And I'm like, Tom, why don't you, you call them and find out. There might be something that you're not thinking of. Anyway, he wouldn't call him. I think part of it is that he's extremely 420 friendly, and he's concerned that if he goes to some kind of shelter, that's not going to be an option for him for a while, and to him, that's a big deal. So I said, look, Tom, if you're not going to be proactive and make these phone calls, and you got to be out of there at 5 o'clock today, I said, I'll make the phone calls, and I'll get back to you. So I got on the phone. I found him a probable but not definite bed at the rescue mission. He was not going to have any of that. Anyway, he just kept, he wasn't taking no for an answer. He kept insisting that, we needed to put him up. And finally, it came down to the fact that, we're having our place tented in a very few days for termites, and we've got to be out of here in a motel for 2 days. I couldn't find boarding with the cats, so we're taking both cats and mea culpa, and it's going to be insane already. Tom's going, I'll go with you. I won't be in any trouble. I'll sleep on the motel room floor. And it's like, you know, it's just, it's unreasonable. And anyway, after running around the bush with him and making all kinds of phone calls that, truthfully, I didn't get very far either, trying to find him a shelter on that quick a notice, except for, like I said, the rescue mission. And he was not willing to do that. So he asked me, can you guys at least just keep my stuff until my daughter comes and gets me and takes me to Oregon in, I think, on July 13th. So I finally handed the phone to Mike. I said, Mike, he's not taking no for an answer. You're the man of the house. Handle it. And God bless him, he did. He handled it. So we agreed to keep Tom's stuff for him because he's just like super emotional about the few things that he has left to him in this life. I mean, he doesn't have very much stuff at all. It filled probably a quarter of the back of my pickup truck. It's like nothing. So I went and I picked up his stuff, put it in the back of my truck, and I said, you know, do you have a plan for a safe place to stay? Have you found a shelter? Have you gotten on a waiting list? Anything? Nope, I'm just going to go to the beach. It's like, oh my God. So now, you know, I feel like shit because I've knowingly allowed a senior, disabled veteran to sleep on the beach. But I really feel like I did everything that I could do that was reasonable, that could reasonably be asked of me. I'm not a social worker. Our home isn't a shelter. It's not an appropriate shelter for a veteran or a senior. But, you know, now I think about it and I think, oh my God, it would have been better than the beach. But it's like, it was beyond crazy what he was expecting. I don't know. It's one of those situations where, like, you feel really guilty, but another part of you knows that you really can't go there. You can't let yourself take that on because it's not my fault that he pushed it to this point. And something tells me that if he's down to Michael and I being his only resource, that tells me that the man has burned some bridges and that he's probably made a lot of people really angry. And I don't know, I'm not saying why that is or what that's about, but you know, when someone tells you that you're their only option as a friend, it kind of makes you wonder, you know, what happened to all your other friendships. Now, I know he knows this grower up on the mountain where I drove him up there that one day. I think I told you a little bit about that adventure and meeting this guy who lived off-grid, and he's way up on this mountain. And, you know, somebody would have to get Tom up there, but I was kind of surprised that he didn't consider that option or ask that person for help. Although that person does not even have indoor plumbing. And there is no good solution here, apparently. And I guess Tom gave all his money and his in-home care money and everything to this woman that he was staying with, so he has nothing until he gets a check on the first of the month. I don't know where his checks are delivered. Like I said, I'm not a social worker, so, you know, granted, I could have interjected myself more into this whole situation, but you know what? I can't. I'm running a church, I'm running a small family, I'm running myself, I'm running a dog that has cancer. I'm doing all I can, and I've got, you know, a kid in prison who I'm advocating for a cellmate of his that's not getting proper medical care. I'm really stretched pretty thin. And You know, sometimes you're carrying a lot and you got to drop something, and I'm just really sorry that what I had to drop was a homeless veteran. That does not feel good. So anyway, you guys, there's my little drama for the day. I don't even know if I'll edit this. I'll probably just throw it up the way it is because it's easy and I've got a lot on my mind. I'm hoping Tom will call. He did tell me that he'd keep me up to date on how he was doing. Another thing is we're having a heat wave. It is so hot. I told him make sure he had water with him. But I mean, how much water can he carry? He's not... Oh my God. Oh my God, you guys. You guys. Say a prayer for my friend Tom. Okay? That's what I'll be doing. Love you guys. Stay happy, stay healthy. Keep each other safe. Bye.